AfterBuzz TV, it's
Ringside Pop, you know it don't stop. With flicks to the business of everything that's hot. Call it Ringside Pop, you know it don't stop. With the flicks to the business of everything that's hot. Welcome to Ringside Pop with Kia Stevens, Marty Elias, and Dale Rutledge.
Welcome back to another Ringside Pop right here on AfterBuzz TV. We have got a special episode for you today. We have Kia Stevens missing in action. She is in Chicago, and she's literally missing. Actually, we presume she's here. But yeah, we miss you, Kia. We will see you next go round. So we thought we'd do a little bit of a special. I have some Drive-Thru Crew that I just could not edit and it was just too good. So I thought today is the perfect excuse to use our holy Noelle Foley Drive-Thru Crew with her, Frank the Clown, and AfterBuzz's own Tom Connolly. So we will get to that in just a couple ticks. But first, our panel. We have, he is probably one of the most down-to-earth guys in the wrestling biz and has been calling it like he sees it in them referee stripes for over 20 years, right down the line. He is Marty Elias.
How you guys doing? It's great to be back.
What's up, bud? I like this LA Kiss shirt.
Yeah, the now defunct LA Kiss.
Oh, wait, that was a thing?
Yeah, it was arena football. You know, the Kiss had for a bit. Yeah,
I would not have known that. No.
I was like, was there another Kiss?
Yeah,
exactly. You know,
a color glam
the New York Kiss and the LA Kiss.
Why would they get into arena football?
Investments.
Oh boy!
You know,
they didn't talk to Vince McMahon first.
Apparently not. But it's funny because they have their Rock and Brews that they do, their restaurants that they do, and those are actually doing pretty well.
Huh?
Yeah, so they're doing that. But they got in the arena football business, and it lasted maybe 2 seasons of that. And you know, of course, I'm a fanboy. I would go to the games and buy merch and. Yeah, it was fun.
Did the players all have the face paint while they're playing?
I hope so.
No, but the cheerleaders did.
Ah, that's probably better. That's probably
Some
better.
fantasies were fulfilled there.
Oh, yeah.
I love that part. This is so off topic, but I love that part in Family Guy when they're at that Kiss concert. Have you seen this one?
Love it.
And they put the microphone to, what's Peter's wife's name on it?
Lois.
Thank you. And she doesn't know the words to the Kiss song.
Why would
freaking
she?
love that.
But you know what was great is that Peter was okay that she banged Gene Simmons. That's tremendous.
How could you not? I feel like that's got to be a pass, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Although that tongue gives me all kinds of trepidation. Also on our panel today, another center block of the building of Ringside Pop. He is Marc Warzecha.
It's great to be back, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm lucky enough to get to be here at AfterBuzz every Monday night for the Monday Night Raw after show. But we never get to talk about the Foleys on that show because they haven't been on in a long time. So I'm excited to be here and talk about Mick and Noelle and everybody.
Yeah, we do get into that a little bit in the upcoming Drive-Thru Crew with them on Holy Foley Season 2. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned if you're curious about that. But yeah, what are some good Foley stories? I've had the honor of meeting Mick Foley just once, but he came in and did when we were at Nerdist for Wrestling Compadres. Yeah. He came in and gave us like an hour and a half of his time. It was right when he did that Santa Claus movie. So it was just he's so passionate about being Santa. Yeah, I just had no idea that he was even a thing. Like, there's Santa conventions or something. I ended up watching the movie. Yeah. But I've never seen a man that passionate.
It was a documentary, right, about just people who play Santa Claus all around the country and their passion and commitment to doing so.
Yeah, and the sort of community that they have built of like Santa Clauses.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and you know what's cool with Mick is apparently, you know, from what I've heard in his fascination with Santa, is that he wore Christmas clothing for like 365 for a whole year straight. He wore Christmas clothing.
I think I actually remember that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I remember him posting or something, day 260, whatever. Yeah. Now you say that.
Yeah. So, you know, it was like, wow, talk about commitment.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Halloween, but I've never had it extend past the month of October. Like, I got married in October. I love to go, like, every weekend we go and do some spooky, creepy, whatever. But then, like, come November 1st, I'm like, you know what, pumpkin latte? get out of my face. You know what I mean?
And then you start diving into the turkey
1st,
latte.
No turkey lattes for me. That sounds suspect.
But there's so much irony in Mick Foley being this like Santa lover, because when I first became aware of Mick Foley, which was in the early 90s when he sort of emerged as a national figure really on the indie scene.
Yeah.
Where he of course made his bones as being this hardcore blood and guts wrestler.
Yeah.
And so you would never think of him as a guy who, loves, Santa and Santa World. I remember going to a WCW show, and I would say it was probably like 93 or something, around that time period. But he used to do a thing then, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Foley used to do a thing then he was like semi-famous for, which was called the spit trick. And so my friends and I brought a sign, because we had ringside seats. We brought a sign to the show that said, "Do the spit trick," just for Mick Foley on his entrance.
Okay.
So he came out, we're at ringside, we held up the sign, "Do the spit trick," and he did the spit trick. And the spit trick was, he would, it's disgusting.
Oh, God.
He would get a bunch of spit in his mouth, ball it all up in his mouth, spit it as a tight ball high up into the air, and then it would come back down and he would catch it in his mouth.
Wow.
And not only did he do that, but for some reason we wanted to see that.
That was your number. You made a sign.
It was more about being like, "Hey, we're super fans of yours, buddy."
yeah.
You know
We
what I
want to
mean?
be
Like,
acknowledged.
yes, we want to be acknowledged. And he did it, though. He did it for us and coming to the ring. He did it. He saw the sign and he did it.
You must have been so proud.
So proud. So proud. I remember it to this day.
I can't remember who did the spit the gum and then smack it.
Perfect,
that was
Mr.
Mr.
Perfect.
Mr. Perfect,
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the only similar spit trick that I can think of.
Yeah,
in
but he
wrestling.
didn't put it back in his mouth.
He certainly did not,
No.
and I don't know. I guess because it's your own spit, it's not as big of a deal. But
Right.
you didn't want to catch it as a fan.
Did not want to. I wasn't that big of a fan. I wasn't that excited to see Mick Foley.
I mean, yeah, the man loves Christmas so much. His daughter is named Noelle.
Right.
Like it is legit an obsession of his. And it's very interesting. I mean, we talked a little bit about her dad in this conversation, but she's so very different. I love Noelle. She's got this like bubbly, very easy to talk to personality, and she was training to follow her dad's footsteps for a little while.
Right.
She wanted to get in the ring, but she seems very injury prone, so I guess she's not really thinking that's the way to go. Even in this video, you'll see the wares of Comic-Con are already taking their toll on her body in the car. I'm like, girl, you are like 20-something. You need to.
And that's just Comic-Con. That's
slow
no
up.
road stuff either.
Exactly. I can't imagine. She didn't hit the ropes at all the entire Comic-Con. So I can only imagine. But yeah, I mean, my Mick Foley story is not as cool as that, but when he came to the Nerdist Studios, you probably remember, but you had to go up one floor to get to the studio, and and
it was stairs. There was no elevator
there's
up.
no elevator, and
I
they're
assume
kind of
is
like
where you're
steep,
going. Yeah.
And to have to watch him, because I was like, oh, welcome, and he had to make his way up the stairs, and it was so painful to watch him go through that. Every step was a struggle. This was like, 2014 or 2015, something like that. And it was just so sad to see, like, this man put everything that he had into the wrestling business, and this is what he's left with as far as physical.
Right.
This flight of stairs may best him. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he was really gripping on and trying to make it up, and it was just, as a fan, I was like, man, is it really worth, like, we get entertained and then he can't make it up a flight of stairs. Like, it was just like one of those really sombering moments, of like, the wrestling business is no joke.
Right.
Nope, no, it's not.
He had a recent surgery, I believe, which helped alleviate.
I think it was a hip surgery or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Or-
think it helped
It was a hip
alleviate some
surgery,
of that.
yes.
Yeah, so hopefully it helped.
Hopefully.
Again, like I said, it's like 3 years ago. Plus,
Right. It's been getting around like that.
but it's just crazy. I mean, obviously, we've seen his body fall apart on the screen, really, from the ear to the tooth and the nose and
Yep.
all the multiple things in between.
From that infamous bump in Hell in a Cell. Where
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Shane came out of that pretty scot-free if you think about it.
Yeah.
Similar bump.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
did only one bump instead of the two that Mick did.
Yeah, because
because he went off the side and then
When he went through the middle, I think that's when the tooth went through his
super
lip,
bad
right?
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shane had time to rehearse it and walk through it and everything.
And there was a crash pad under the table.
Exactly. You know, so Mick, it was like Mick didn't even know it was coming because that cage just went on its own. You know, like that wasn't rigged or nothing. That wasn't
rigged?
That wasn't rigged or nothing. Taker was just going to choke slam him on top of the cage. But when he choke slammed him, boom, that thing just broke open.
It was because when it happened to Shawn Michaels and he didn't go through. So Mick was like,
Yes.
oh, I'm almost twice the size of that man. I should be just fine.
Yep.
Wow, I did not realize that wasn't on purpose.
No, that was a total shoot. Mick didn't know that was coming because Mick thought he was a choke slam on top of the cage, but it went somewhere else.
Jeez, man. Well, yeah, I don't know if you guys have had much experience with Noelle at all. Have you met her? You've met
I've met her twice, but I met her when she was a very, very young child. She was maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so I remember her being a little girl and just running around and doing stuff. And Mick would be signing autographs, and she'd be there talking to people and cute and so that was her. And then Dewey was there too. So his little bowl haircut and everything. But both of them were such little sweet kids. I mean, they were so full of life, and you see that now with Noelle too. But they were always such good kids, and that's just an example of the parent, which is Mick.
Yeah, I mean, and you never know with a life on the road, things can go many different ways. So it's nice to see that they're both like sweethearted kids.
I had I've not met Noelle, but I worked with Mick several times when I used to work on indie shows, and I would do play-by-play and be a ring announcer and stuff. But he would come in as the he was brought in a few times, and usually on these shows it'd be local guys, and you'd have maybe one big out of town star come in.
Yeah.
And so whoever would come in, really, they really had an opportunity if they wanted to be a jerk. They could kind of be a jerk,
Okay.
and some of them were,
Right.
But Mick Foley never was. I mean, he always was fantastic to everybody, just like you would think he would be. The nicest guy in the world,
you never
completely
know.
respectful to everybody, complete gentleman to everybody. I had a bright idea one month because Mick was going to be brought in as a surprise. I was the ring announcer, and I said to the promoter, instead of just me announcing Mick Foley's coming next month, instead of just saying next month Mick Foley, let's do something special. Like I'm gonna say the person who's coming in next month for the challenge for the title has sent a special message. And this is the message he wanted us to read, to show you all right here tonight. And I would open up this piece of poster board, and on the piece of poster board that had been folded in half, it would say,
Do your spit take.
no, that should have been it. It would say bang, bang. And everyone will pop for this.
For
And I
sure.
thought this was such a great idea. And the promoter said, do it. So I said, great. So they made the thing. So I went out and did it. But the logistics of it didn't work out like I wanted it to, guys.
People weren't looking at you?
No, they were looking at me, but I had the mic in one hand, and then I had to kind of undo the poster board. And then the thing I never thought of is only a quarter of the audience could see me
Hardcore.
at any one time, right? Because I'm facing in one direction. So I open it, and only those people could see it. And then I have to turn so these people could see it, and go all the way around so the whole audience could see it. So the moment I expected of one big pop, I just
like
didn't logistically think it
4
through
baby
very
pops.
well. It was 4 baby pops.
It's funny right now. You're building up to that story and the verbiage and things. I'm listening to it. I'm going like, okay, it's going to be have a nice day. And like you went the other way with hardcore, Cactus
hardcore,
Jack.
Hardcore Cactus
So-
Jack.
You should have just wrote it on both sides. You'd at least get 50%.
That's right. Dale, if only you were there to advise me.
Should have had it on your jacket on the back.
That's right. I needed something. I needed a Titantron is what I needed.
Obviously,
Yeah.
the indies should just get a Titantron.
Right.
What's the big
It would
deal?
really enhance the shows.
Yeah. Hello. Who's thinking of this stuff? Well, that's pretty good stories. Thanks for sharing those. This is the Drive-Thru Crew with Noelle Foley, Frank the Clown, and AfterBuzz's Tom Connolly. Check it out.
Did that. Have you heard that Dream Daddy app? It's like basically
Dream Daddy.
it's like a dating app, but you only date
you're
hot
my
dads.
Dream Daddy.
Yeah,
Like DILFs.
yeah, DILFs. It was inspired by the DILF
So it should
Disney
be called
blog.
a Dream DILF. Right?
Maybe they was already taken.
Oh, drats. If not, I'm going to create it.
Yeah, there's a competitor right there.
Dream DILF by
Watch out,
Noelle
Vern.
Foley. But yeah, the Dilfs of Disney.
Dilfs of Disney. That's what it was kind of inspired by. I was like, all right then. I hadn't heard of it, but I might look it up.
Yeah, they have. No, I did look it up. They have a lot of followers.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who is Googling that? I don't
know.
I guess people.
I feel like teenage girls probably started it.
Right,
like, oh
definitely.
my god, look at that Dilf. Oh my god, look at that one. Oh my god, look at that Dilf on Space Mountain.
I want to take a ride on Space Mountain.
I interviewed.
Longest line.
I almost asked that question to Ric Flair because I interviewed him, but then I was like, probably not.
Probably not.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite ride at Disney?
Oh boy.
And
just let him take it from there.
Right, yeah, and then the next 45 minutes.
And he would have just been like, it's a small world.
Yeah. Because there was already a guy shouting out in the background, Rick, take her out to lunch. Rick, take her to lunch. And I'm like, shut up, bro.
Wait, look at this girl next to us.
Oh, she's getting down.
Down.
So like amigos.
Can we jam with her?
He says you're gonna make a lap dance.
Okay.
If you can. Gold digger.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, get down. Get down, girl. Go ahead, get down.
She's getting down. The fun of Comic Con.
She didn't give an F. I like her.
How many cons y'all been to now?
She's only number 2 for me.
Only 2 for San Diego?
Number 3.
3.
Yeah.
All right, one step ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I
They're
love
so
it.
fun.
Yeah, it's nice.
So crazy. Like yesterday, well, still today, but yesterday my body felt like it was falling apart. Like my hips felt like they weren't working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my knees and my toes,
My knees.
Gosh.
my neck,
Yeah.
my back. Oh God, I should
Don't
I
even-
should keep going.
And that's a wrap. Thank you.
2 years ago, I cosplayed as Poison Ivy.
Oh.
And yeah, and I made my costume the night before.
Okay.
I
She was a thrill to deal with that.
I like started the costume at like 9 p.m.
Oh, Lord. You just got really inspired all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Leaves on this like leotard.
You're like, I have to go to Michael's right now.
Yeah, and Joanne.
We went to Michael's and
Joanne's.
Joanne's, yeah.
Why are they all like old names for some
Yeah.
reason? Let's go to Betty's.
Yeah.
Let's go to Eunice's.
Yeah.
Did you use like real leaves too, or no?
Oh no, they were
Okay.
fake.
Okay.
I used this like bra that I didn't want to use anymore, so I got these. I don't even know, like I guess fake planter leaves, and I picked them apart and just hot glued them all over.
Okay.
And I had like one of those like waist trainers. I bought. I got suckered into buying a waist trainer. I was like, oh my god, it can make my waist look small. Let's do it. But no, I used it one time. I was like, I can't breathe. So
It's weird. Yeah, it just constricting your body all day sounds like a bad idea.
And they're like, you're supposed to wear it every single day, all day, every day, and wear it at night too.
What?
I was like, are you kidding
Why
me?
at
Like,
night?
why would these people do this?
They think it's like gonna reshape your body or
Pretty
something?
much. That is, I guess I thought so too. But anyways, I bought like a velvet fabric and I stitched it all over this leopard corset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it worked out pretty good. What's going on?
I don't know, that policeman is
Yeah.
all worked up.
But I wasn't supposed to sign, but then I got there, my dad was like, hey, you want to sign, Noelle? So I signed it
Oh,
for
in
the
the
Ivy.
costume? On the actual signature?
No, I didn't go that far.
That'd be pretty
I
good.
should have.
Kissing all the men.
Like, smell my perfume.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
You might be able to charge extra for that next time.
Noelle Foley and Poison Ivy at the same time.
You just switch sides.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy would be right back.
Yeah.
I had a great experience this morning. I got to go and play, there's a new Power Rangers app. So I played
Oh.
Jason David Frank
Awesome.
versus, so he only, you can't play the Green Ranger, only he gets to play the Green
Yeah.
Ranger. But it was really cool. And then the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger OG showed up as well. So it was, so Walter,
That's
the Black
fun.
Ranger, was like my coach, trying to help me. I still lost. So I'm pretty sure they rigged it.
Yeah,
So,
they cheated.
but it was super fun. Like, I don't know, it's just a neat, silly thing. But
Yeah, it sounds like a
it's
lot of
another
fun.
magic of Comic Con.
Oh,
JDF loves Noelle.
Oh, really?
No, I wouldn't say he loves me. Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Are you guys doing another Holy Foley, or what's the word on that?
I don't know. They're pretty slow on it. Like it took 5 months in between the one season to like release the episodes.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
5
like,
episodes
I was like, no
first.
one's gonna care anymore. Everyone's gonna forget about me.
Watch one a month.
Yeah.
5 episodes after SummerSlam. Now the time slots were great because, like, you know, if you're watching SummerSlam,
It went
you'll
fed
tune
right
in to
into
see
it, right?
something new, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did 5. They did the 5 after SummerSlam, and then they didn't do the 5 till the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And the last I heard about it is like they're still talking about it.
Okay, that's good.
But they've been talking about it for like a year.
Right, yeah.
They don't know.
Still talking.
Yeah, still talking. I'm excited about McDonald's.
I know.
Except I'm gonna make the order hard because I'm not eating flour right now. I just have like
Oh.
I don't know. I go.
Is that gluten or flour? Is that different?
It's pretty much the same thing. But I go through these stages where I eat terrible for a month. Like just absolutely
It's almost
horrible.
borderline disgusting.
Like Frank will be like, Noelle, why are you eating that much? Oh my God, Noelle, there's so
Like
many
come down the
snacks.
stairs with my at my
Yeah.
house and have like a roll of. I bought her. She was at my house and she was like her. You know, there's always some sort of ailment going on.
Oh, I
but
hurt my back
her-
really bad.
Her back was hurt.
I couldn't.
We don't know
I didn't,
how or
I
why.
didn't move off the couch for 5 days.
Oh my god.
Don't know again. Don't know how or why this happened.
It just
I
randomly
just get
happened.
random ailments every single day.
Yeah.
Not
You got your
joking.
dad's body.
Yeah. But I don't do
Well, you
the
didn't do
stuff he
anything.
did. And I have my dad's like memory too.
Oh, boy.
But I don't have.
No concussion history.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
dad's hips.
My dad's hips, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Your
so.
dad's lower body.
It's so weird. Like if I post a picture on like Instagram or something, and like if it's like a tight dress, everyone's like, "Oh wow, you have your dad's hips," or
What?
"You have your dad's butt." And I was
Who
like,
knows your dad's hips
I was
like
like,
that?
that is weird, man. It's a little creepy.
You know what? It grinds my gears a little bit. Poor CM Punk couldn't get his ice cream bars made. Now they're making Bootio cereal.
Well, he should have stuck around.
Yeah.
Who knows? What if that was what made him come back? Like,
Right.
we'll make ice cream
He walked into an
bars.
FIE and he's like, chocolate.
That would, yeah, I would
cereal,
come back for chocolates.
Gummy
and
bears?
Gummy bears.
Gotta get his ice cream finally. Yeah.
It's got to be the old school bars.
Right, yeah.
Like where CM Punk has gumball eyes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where do you always see him? Because I've seen your pictures. Is that C2E2?
Yeah, so he was at C2E2 this year.
Okay, that's where you saw him again? Okay.
Yeah, and you know, he's been there a couple years in a row. So like I was there the first day, it was a little bit slower, so I got to, you know, spend some extra time and hang out for a little bit.
Do you just know him from?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, he just developed, like, a relationship from all the years. Like, he, like, kind of, like, had an eye for me, but, like, kind of...
Well, CM Love.
I mean, all the way back to, like... CM Love.
Clown something.
Yeah,
What's gonna M?
Clown Man Punk.
Clown Man Punk.
But, yeah, I mean, dating back to almost, like, 2008.
To what?
And, dating back to, like, 2008, pretty much.
Oh, okay, okay.
Kind of, like, to
Wow.
hit something a little bit, and, like, he's always been out of his way for me, and, you know, would
That's really
do
nice.
stuff and whatever. And,
Yeah.
like, he's obviously, there's a lot of history about his fan interactions or whatever. I think people have some mixed stuff about him sometimes, but I mean, he's, especially to us, you know, Noelle too, and he's always, like, very witty when it's her and I together and everything, and he always will, like, give me crap or, like, you didn't screw that one up yet, did you? No, it's no good.
Yeah, he was always nice to me. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I think like anybody, like
Just be normal.
you can't just run
Yes.
up and be like, "Hey, I love you. You're crazy."
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Okay, back off, dude. You know.
Oh, what are we gonna order? We're here.
Uh-oh. Place order
I
here.
don't know if I'm going breakfast or if I'm going...
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you today?
Hello there. I don't know if we know what we want yet. Nailed that.
Yes.
Yes. Like
I thought we were dumb. Like, oh,
Like,
it doesn't
they ain't
take
never been to
this long.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Losers.
She's heard way worse. I
Kind
guarantee.
Neanderthals.
Sorry, we're from outer space.
She said she was gonna egg McMuffin without the McMuffin. What a weirdo. I finish a lot of my sandwiches with at least one piece of bread missing. It depends on how in public I am.
Yeah.
Because if you try it too much, hello.
Hello, 2742.
Oh, okay.
Thanks so much.
Where'd she come from?
She knows you work.
Yeah, she just took her car.
Yes. She's running back inside right now. She's like, I got another one. Suckers.
Why is your office in that bush?
Yeah.
These Comic-Con people are dumb as f***.
Let's see if we got our order
Every
like
time they
it.
ask me if they do the order right, I just say yes. I don't even listen. I don't know why. I'm like, yep, you got it.
Look at the mold when it's
Oh, no. Just don't look.
No, mold. No.
Thank you.
No mold.
This smells good. Sometimes when I can't have food, I just sniff it really hard.
Drive-Thru Crew.
I just dropped an egg white in between the car seats.
It's not ours. It'll be a little bonus for the next rental person.
In like 7 months, I'll be like, what is that dang smell? Because it's an all women's panel this year.
Mm-hmm.
They've never done that before. And they have their new dolls out. It's a whole line for girls, which that's never been done before. And the dolls are awesome.
They look really good.
They look so good. And all the girls were so excited about it. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it was neat to be there to see him for the first time.
Yeah.
That was really
Which
fun.
was really cool.
I love the Bella twins, by the way.
I know.
They're so sweet. People don't give them enough respect.
I know. I've never had a deep conversation with them. So I wasn't really sure how the interview would go, but they were so nice and just easy to talk to and
they
fun.
work really hard and like
They do.
They really do.
They kind of have every reason to maybe not be as sweet as they are.
Exactly.
But they're very level-headed and personable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our interview.
Yeah, Bree saw me from across the room. She was like, "Yeah, we're coming for you." Just like being so nice and like I don't know. I was just very surprised. They don't have to do like you're saying. They don't have to do any of that stuff. Yeah, I think the audience doesn't give them as much respect because they came from the older diva regime. But I mean, they worked. So if you look at them 10 years ago and then how they are wrestling now,
Oh my God.
it's night and day.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was like WrestleMania 30. They did that like double dive out of the ropes in the Battle Royal, and that was awesome. You're right. And it was like right before when everything was starting, kind of.
Yeah.
And like Nikki can hang with anyone, definitely, and Brie too. And like Brie got the big Stephanie like angle. And Nikki, I mean, was the longest reigning Divas champion. She was putting in good matches with like everyone. Like she had good matches with AJ. She had good matches with Charlotte. She had good matches with Becky. I mean, she definitely proved herself, like that she belonged, because everybody hyped up all the other girls come from NXT, and it was like unfair to the older girls in a sense that had been there, and like no, they definitely could both prove they can hang.
I was surprised Bree said she wants to come back.
Me too. And she's getting a ring to practice. I was like,
that's dedication right there.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. I
mean,
thought that was crazy too.
I'm sure, being married to really good wrestlers also helped with them.
Oh,
or dating, whatever.
Yeah.
Those two guys are all right. I've seen better. What are your thoughts on Brock? Do you want to see him stay? Do you want to see him? Because there's a lot of rumors of him going back to UFC now. And
how could he go back? I thought he retired.
No, he just actually entered so he's suspended, but his suspension is now up. So in order to be reinstated, you have to go into like the USADA, the drug policy. Get to go through their screening or whatever. So he is now signed up and has entered that protocol. And his contract supposedly expires at WrestleMania 34, and UFC is dying for him back.
Sorry, Frank, can I interrupt you? There's this guy staring at this girl's butt over here. He was just full on staring.
The girl who has her butt out right there?
Her cheeks they're pretty loose.
I mean,
they're out.
They are out. To be stared at. I don't know. I like Brock. I think kind of what you're saying about Cena, that is Brock right now, right? So
yeah, exactly.
He comes in, it's important. Does he put on great matches? No, but
it's like just like Suplex City.
Yeah, it's a different kind of match where you're just literally
it's
worried for the
real.
Yeah, you're like
because like with the Joe match, I was like, man, I hope it's not like 30 seconds long and they go that route. But it felt like it didn't need to be any longer than it was. It could have been, but like it felt like it was like, okay, these two guys are big badasses and they want to legitimately hurt each other.
Yeah.
And they probably told each other, okay, let's rough each other up. And I mean, it looked like a legit like MMA fight almost.
Yeah. And it left you wanting more, I thought.
Yeah.
So I dig it. So he makes things feel special, but it's not like if he's gone, I'll cry. But yeah. I think he brings money to the table for WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to lose him just for that reason, because I think he makes people watch, and then other people see the Sami Zayns, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I'm sure if he does go back to UFC, they would be totally fine with him coming back to WWE whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Pop up at SummerSlam, pop up.
Because you can't do UFC forever.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do WWE forever, but you get much. I wouldn't say it's easier on the body by any means.
No,
but it's probably harder on your body if anything. But it's, I guess I would say almost less of a commitment because, like,
because you can choose your fights, right?
Right,
It's like,
yeah.
I'll do 1 this year or 2 or whatever, and
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I like him, but he's not my favorite. So.
Who is your favorite?
Ooh.
Yeah. Who is your favorite?
God, I'm a real Johnny Gargano mark.
Yeah.
It's hard. I love so many people.
Yeah, me too.
But who's your favorite wrestler on the main roster?
Shit, it's so hard. I really love Sami Zayn. Super love Sami Zayn. What about you guys?
I mean, I can't run Cena, but
I like Seth Rollins. He's really good on the mic. Great wrestler.
I like him as a heel, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not as into him right now because I don't feel like they're using him in the right way.
Right now, I'm all about Samoa Joe.
Yes.
He's doing the
Good
best
badass.
stuff he's ever done in his entire, and he's had a long career.
Yeah.
He's doing the best stuff he's ever done.
Oh, AJ
It's shown
Styles.
too. Now he's getting a SummerSlam main event, I think. So
Yeah.
good for him. It was supposed to be a one-off, and now he's probably getting in another one. So
I hope so. What do you think? I mean, who's yours?
Well, Seth Rollins.
Is he a number 1?
I don't know. It's like maybe like 4 at the same time.
Okay.
So probably like
Fourth?
Seth
Oh, wow.
Rollins,
Well, geez.
Samoa Joe. Yeah, 4 at the same time.
Fatal 4-way.
So Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and
Yeah, I mean, there's so
Maybe
many
my
good guys.
last.
yeah, Kevin Owens.
Kevin
maybe
Owens.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Oh yeah.
How could I
dare
not
we
say
do
Finn
that?
Balor? What a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Who's your favorite, Tom? Say Finn Balor.
I would.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Owens. I mean, he's been awesome. Yeah, I mean AJ. I mean, a lot of the guys on SmackDown
Yeah.
have just been
Yeah, and obviously
awesome.
can't go wrong with Nakamura.
Yes.
I mean,
and there's
yeah.
so many to pick from.
Shit. All of them
Yeah.
is my favorite. Well, thanks for doing this, guys. This
Oh,
was super fun.
thank you
Yeah,
for
we
my
had fun.
McDonald's.
Anytime.
So I guess I'll just leave the egg whites between the
Yeah,
seats.
unless you find it. I don't know. We'll leave it for
Save
them.
this for later.
Thank you so much for that, Noelle Foley, Frank the Clown, and AfterBuzz's Tom Connolly. That was a lot of fun to do. Comic-Con is always crazy in itself, but to ride around with that crew and get some food and just shoot the shit about everything that popped into mind, it was a lot of good talk, so I really appreciate it. And people don't give Noelle as much credit as she deserves. I know it's, I think there's a lot of, I talked about this with Nigel on the show in Drive-Thru Crew, the way that you come into the biz is often the way that people critique you for so many years after that. The Miz suffered from it. We talked about that.
Right.
I mean, Roman Reigns, the way that he got a push, but he worked, you know, there's greener guys. Braun worked in the ring less.
Right,
and
way
getting
less.
just as big of a push, and nobody's bothering his ass about it.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. Noelle kind of suffers from that same way, and she's finding her footing on what she wants to do in the biz.
And you know, on that point too, I mean, the folks who come in like that, you know, if they're a son or a daughter or whatever of somebody, you know, there's always that expectation to be as good as your parent. I mean, whether it be a Flair or what or somebody else, or Foley, and it's really hard for those people to overcome that, because the fact that stigma's there, that, you know, if you're not as good as your dad or even halfway near what your dad did or your mother, then, you know, we don't even want to, you know, root for you.
Yeah, and how is that fair? Because
It's not.
Their parents didn't have, you know, they had the time to get to where they were good. It's not like Ric Flair just came out the womb good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to give these people their space. I mean, I'm sure Ted DiBiase Jr. suffered from it. I mean, Cody Rhodes is somebody who's finally, this past year, has kind of been able to become his own thing.
Right.
Steamboat's son, Richie, had that
Oh, yeah.
issue too, man. I mean, because right out of the gate, I mean, people were like, if he's not, you know, Steamboat Jr., then, you know, what is he?
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
Oh,
so much
tell me
pressure.
about it. I mean, you know, and Steamboat and I have had those conversations, and he just says, you know, it's one of the things, you know, that I didn't want him to face, but he did. He faced it, and then he moved on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And that's
it's-
unfortunate.
It's very interesting, but yet people love to have that name recognition too. So it's like such a
course.
double-edged sword. You know,
Right.
it might open the door.
It
but
opens some
certainly-
doors.
Certainly doesn't get you through. So anyway, thanks so much for your time, gang that was involved, and thank you guys for coming in and talking some Foley. Marty, where can people find you?
People can find me at Twitter at Marty Elias 1967, on Instagram at Marty Elias 67, and on Facebook, good old Marty Elias.
Easy peasy.
All my social is at Marc Warzecha, and it's spelled MarcWarzecha.
How much do you spell that in a day?
Oh, yeah, a million times.
I still don't know how to spell it, and I've literally saved you in my phone. I am at The Walking Dale, which is very easy to spell, on Instagram and Twitter. You can also follow Ringside Pop, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. So check us out, and we will see you next time. Hi, Kia.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Dale Rutledge, and Stephen Lemieux, managing producer for AfterBuzz Wrestling Marc Donica, and the entire Ringside Pop staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in. Like us on Facebook, rate and comment on iTunes and YouTube. Follow the show on Twitter at Ringside Pop. This has been a presentation of the AfterBuzz TV Network. Buzz you later!